On my journey to collect every single Spider-Man LEGO minifigure, I realized the most important Spider-Man character doesn't even have his own minifigure. And I am of course talking about fan favorite Mr. Jax. Don't know him? Some of you may recognize this face from Community, minus the balding. Joel McHale plays Mr. Jax in Spider-Man 2, a banker doing his very best to ruin Aunt May's day. So now that we have our character in mind, our first step is designing. This face from fighter pilot Luke is scarily accurate to a youngish Joel McHale. Speaking of youngish, that receding hairline. There's only one hairline that matches this, and it happens to be from a character from the same movie. Dr. Octavius has this hair, but we don't want to take from our Spider-Man collection, so we'll steal hair from Fives. Then, his body is just a random suit I found, and bam. His accessories are a briefcase, money, and 2 white tiles. 2 white tiles we need to turn into stickers. If you watch my TikTok, you know I love my sticker making, and this may be some of my best work yet. First is May's eviction notice. Pretty simple, just some text and some Morse code looking dot lines to replicate what LEGO does with their text. I use the same trick on this newspaper article of a free toaster that Aunt May tries to redeem in Mr. Jax, denies that shit, and slam dunks on that old hag. This one was a little bit harder, but that one graphic design class I dropped out of in high school sure came in handy here. Print these out and we got some stickers, baby. Cut them out roughly to size, lay them on our 2x2 white tiles, use an X-Acto knife to cut off the overhanging paper, and nice. Here's my design for my blister pack. I took heavy influence from Retro Gimmick on Instagram. He's kind of a blister pack god, so if anyone's work can guide me, it's his. The background to this is just a silver web pattern on a deep blue background, and the inside is a red square with a white outline. Then our photo of Mr. Jax with a quote I may be paraphrasing, my handle, and his name. The back is the same sort of technique with a description on the character. It's printed out onto some pretty thick cardstock, and the easy part is over. And now, the torture begins! Getting the figure on the card was the hardest part. The first thing we needed was a vacuum forming machine to mold the plastic around our figure. Sounds easy enough? Well, it's not at all. I'm not paying the thousands of dollars one of these would cost, so I made my own. There's a pretty good WikiHow article on how to do this, and it helps if you have a manly dad assistant who knows his way around a tool or two. Here's our final product, a wooden sarcophagus with a vacuum glory hole. It clamps onto the table, the vacuum gets inserted, and these holes will suck hot plastic around whatever you want to mold. Oh yeah, the final thing we need? The plastic. This was a nightmare. I went to every single store that would or could sell plastic. Home Hardware, Kent, Home Depot, the other Kent, Michael's, nothing. The closest thing I got to a helpful answer was 2 worker teenagers making me feel like a ding-dong for even asking. So I went online. PTG plastic. Perfect. Wait for that to come in, and it's not see-through at all. Did not work. So I made sure to order see-through this time from eBay. This cost around $8 for 1 sheet, but took a month to arrive. Here it is, attempt number 2. I fitted this poor testing dummy out with some clay because last time the plastic swallowed the soul out of Nightwing. Also sticky tacking it to a sheet of cardboard, but then later changed to non-stick parchment paper. Bam! It worked. The plastic is super thick. Good thing this plastic was easy to find. Me and old dad turned crazy Russian hacker on this project because it was time for a hot night. Melt through this bad boy, sand down the edges, and we are done. So number 1, I have no idea how to glue this. So this is definitely the biggest flaw for sure. The plastic is also way too thick, so back to the drawing board on those for future projects. I do think this is a fair job at an attempt for our first. I'd like to refine this, but for now, this will do. Stay tuned though, because another big, time-consuming, and way too expensive project is on its way.